I never really think about being old school. I think about being the only school. What worked in the old days, what worked in the 70s, for me, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s, okay, is never changed. I think what has changed is people put more thought into other things besides the training, fun of the training, figuring things out. And really that mentality of really having a great time, having fun in the gym, people forgot about that. They're into, well, if I take this supplement and that supplement, and if I do that, I mean, that's important. Yes, it's very important. But in the gym is where, you break down muscles. When you're home resting, eating, and sleeping is where muscles grow, of course. But there's a lot of things to do in the gym. The old school mentality in the gym is something that I always think about. It was just the sheer love of going to the gym and not holding back, where you get to go crazy in the gym and just not hold back at all, and to where you can have this sort of reckless abandonment. I love that mentality. You can do anything you want in the gym. But old school to me represents mentality, sheer enjoyment, not a mentality of self-sacrifice, discipline, doing without, suffering and starving. That's not old school. Old school is abundance, prosperity, and gaining muscle and getting stronger, and not only in the gym, but in life too. And I think that's what the gym gave me. That's what old school represents. Well, first of all, I think everybody has tremendous potential. One of the things you have to realize is that you cannot be a victim to your genetics. Your genetics must be a victim to you. I never wanted to get implants, and between getting implants or doing heavy static work, partial static work, and the heavy training, the hard work, old school training methodology worked best. Was in outer space. The intensity was higher than I could even imagine. It was just so crazy intensity. The more intensity I was able to employ, the frequency had to be reduced. In other words, I could not train that way as often. Okay, so yes, anybody can use this style of training. It will be and is effective for anyone and everyone who's willing to go there. You have to be careful. The idea is not to injure yourself. The idea is not to take undue risk. That's correct. But if any exercise doesn't have a risk, it's not worth doing. When an exercise has inherent risk, it usually means it has an inherent effectiveness as well. You have to balance the benefit to risk ratio. There's an exercise, most exercises that I use are extremely effective, but have some risk. If there's too much risk and not enough effectiveness, I don't do it. Whenever any exercise becomes that way, to where the balance is there's too much risk, I will abandon the exercise, yes. Okay? The idea is not to injure yourself, but the idea is to destroy muscle cells and to injure muscle cells, which, of course, is hypertrophy.
SERGE NUBRET.
Promise to yourself. Promise yourself that you will never just give a little bit. You will always give it everything you got.